Hello and welcome to another Spence Dog's Lounge video. It's me, your host, the Spence Dog. And before we get into the graphic novel review, I just want to start with a few remarks. I'm X-Men trash. I love and adore the X-Men. I grew up from the late 90s to the early 2000s. I remember on Toon Disney when they would show the old reruns of X-Men, so I grew up on that. I love those cartoons to death, and when they started making the X-Men movies, I knew I was going to be watching those. So yeah, those movies have been consistently good. Sure, there's some people may choose to argue with me about that, but let me hear your comments and remarks in the comment section below. But anywho, let's continue to the topic of this video. In this video, I will be talking about the last two volumes of Brian Michael Bendis' Uncanny X-Men run. Anywho, so let's begin. So overall in this series, we have seen Cyclops taking a different road and path. If you guys aren't aware, this series is basically a consequence of Avengers versus X-Men, and in that, Cyclops, he gets possessed by the Phoenix Force, and as a result of that, he kills Charles Xavier from that. And so basically, Cyclops, he tries to go down a different road and path, and in these last two volumes, we see him sort of come full circle in his journey throughout Marvel history. Like, he had his relationship with Jean Grey, and that ended pretty badly in the Dark Phoenix saga. And there was the event with Avengers vs. X-Men and him being possessed by the Phoenix Force, and this sees Cyclops' journey come full circle. And in these last two volumes, it just shows Brian Bendis does a great job at showing the depth of Cyclops' or Scott Summers' complexity and character growth. Basically, we find out that Xavier, he's been fostering a secret from the X-Men for a long time, and that there is an Omega Mutant living in America, and they really don't know how to process this, because if there's an Omega Mutant, this means this person is a gigantic risk to the world. And Cyclops takes this opportunity to try to recruit him into his revolutionary movement, and that ends pretty badly. Him, Emma Frost, and Magic get killed by this guy. And in an effort to stop this, Cyclops' students, especially the one student, Eva Green, she goes back in time to undo the mess of this Omega Mutant. And in the process, Eva Green, she meets a young Charles Xavier, and in the process, they're able to erase him out of history. So, me being a Doctor Who fan, I sort of appreciate Bendis like doing the timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff in this. But overall, the Omega Mutant trade collection, I think, is pretty good. It gives us a good idea of where Cyclops is going as a person, and then the last volume, Storyville, follows it up pretty well, and we see that in Storyville, we sort of get the answer of, like, what's the point of Cyclops' revolution? And we get that towards the end of the issue. Like, it wasn't like a revolution, like, oh, fear us. And when we get to that last issue of the revolution, it's like he was able to unite every single mutant to come together, regardless of their differences on how they believe, and show to the world that they will not be afraid and forced to be stuck in the shadows. Like I said, I'm X-Men trash, and when I read that last panel, I was crying like a little kid. Overall, Brian Bendis' work on Uncanny X-Men was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot, plus the art from Chris Bacalo, and also, oh shit, I have to do this. What's his name again? Chris Anka. Chris Anka as well. They provide amazing visuals that go along with the story, that provided a very well done content. Then I've still yet to read Brian Bendis's all new X-Men, and basically the premise for that is the original 5 mutants from Xavier's era get transported into the future, and they are met with the new X-Men. But overall, having been able to read and finish up Brian Bendis' run of Uncanny X-Men, I liked it. Maybe some people didn't like it, but I thought it provided a good product at the end of the day. I'm going to have to give these last 2 volumes an 8 out of 10. Overall, it was a very fun read, and I'm personally looking forward to the upcoming Resurrection titles. And not sure if you already heard, X-Men Gold has already come out, and it's written by Mark Guggenheim. And next week we get X-Men Blue, which is written by Cullen Bunn, and Weapon X, written by Greg Pak, if I remember correctly. But anywho, that's my review of Uncanny X-Men. I honestly think it's worth checking out, and if you're X-Men trash like me, read it. I think you'll enjoy it as well. Once again, thank you for checking out my channel, and give me a thumbs up if you like my video. Comment in the comment section below if you like this, or if there's any other titles you'd like me to see, to read, and review about. And check my Twitter out at SpenceDogYoi.com. Check my Twitter account at SpenceDogYoi. And anywho, once again, thank you for checking out my channel, and have a good rest of your day.